I picked these ingredients knowing I was going to be here. Do you know what the ingredients are?
Just tell me two of them. Only the, I think I only know the main course.
What's the main course?
Big beans.
That's the first course.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the main course one then.
That'd be a surprise.
It's really exciting. I actually feel better since you're here too. Like,
Really?
Well, because you picked it. So like, I feel like you would have picked things that you wouldn't like.
We
You
wanted to
didn't
make-
pick like testicles, did you? I don't want that.
Semifinals. Don't ever be a part of the semifinals or the finals here.
That does not appeal to me. Like,
I'm in. If it's Opal, I'm in.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Chad would love you.
Super in. I've met Chad before. When
He
you guys
did it.
first opened.
Did he? Yeah. I went the first time I ate at Haven when we first opened. He gave me a testicle tasting. It was delicious.
Like all different.
Yes.
I love it.
It
A
was-
testicle right.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
You there?
Delicious.
There we go.
Perfect.
wow. She's a
All right,
baller.
welcome to Epic Chef Showdown Season 3. We are in episode 4 right now, and the competition keeps getting tougher and tougher. Last episode, we had a tie. We didn't have a tie. We had a tie for the most competitive close call, shared with episode 2, where Chef Brandon Weiss from Ava, despite not having one of his meals turn out, he had to actually have the chefs share one of their pieces. The food was so amazing, he still won by the closest margin in Epic Chef Showdown history by only 3 points. The winner of this competition will be competing against Brandon in the semifinals. This is the first year also that we are live streaming all over the world. We've been having between 7,000 to 10,000 people tune in, so let me just give them a quick message. Hi, welcome to Epic Chef Showdown. My name is Topher Morrison. I'll be your host for this entire season as the competition continues, so we can have one person win the award of Epic Chef. Tonight we have got possibly what I think is going to be one of the closest calls out there because these chefs are so evenly matched. And I've been to both of their restaurants, ate their food. They're amazing. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that one. We've got a lot to do, a short time to get there. We also don't want to forget that we've got a lot of people here that have helped us out. We've got some amazing sponsors. We'd like to thank our sponsors. We don't hold our applause until the end. Let's just give them all the love we can. Please thank Florida Blue. Coca-Cola of Florida is here as well. Gray Robinson is in the house. We're glad to have you guys here. Our friends at Harvard Jolly here every single episode. Thank you for being here as well. We also want to thank Uriah Farms for bringing us some of this incredible produce as well. We'll let you guys have a sample of that. I actually don't have my note card that has all the sponsors. I think I'm forgetting the one wine manufacturer, the wine provider. Does anybody know who they are? Huh? Breakthrough Beverages is giving you guys the wine tonight, so there we go. Did I miss anybody else? Did I get all the sponsors? If I didn't, we'll get to you guys a little bit later. We'll give you some extra shout outs as well. So listen, we've got a lot going on. We also don't want to forget why we're here, which is to raise awareness for Feeding Tampa Bay. Feeding Tampa Bay is in the house. We got Thomas Nance, the CEO of Feeding Tampa Bay. They are one of my favorite charities in the Tampa Bay area. You know what? What's that? They are my favorite charity. He's definitely my favorite CEO for charities, there's no question about it. I think when he gets up here, you're going to fall madly in love with him like all the women do. He's been known to be just like a look-alike for George Clooney. So women love him. Let's see here. We've got a lot to go on here tonight. Let me tell you a little bit about Feeding Tampa Bay. 700,000 families in the Tampa Bay area go hungry every year. They are food insecure, and that's just a number that's unacceptable. Feeding Tampa Bay provides 45 million meals every single year. These guys are amazing. Give them a big round of applause. If you know of a charity, a church that provides food, there's a good possibility they're getting that from Feeding Tampa Bay. They are essentially the largest wholesale provider of meals here in the Tampa Bay area. Some alarming statistics. 1 out of every 4 children in public schools goes hungry from Friday evening till Monday morning because there's no food in their home. That's just a number which is unacceptable. We want to raise that awareness and get everybody to really help out and make sure that this community takes care of those people, because these people, by the way, are hardworking families. These people sometimes have 2 and 3 jobs. You know, the worst place in the world to be, $1 above the poverty line, because you don't qualify for anything. So these people are doing their best to make it, but they need a little bit of help, and we're here to raise that awareness. 20% of all retired vets in the Tampa Bay area are food insecure. Also a number completely unacceptable. Feeding Tampa Bay is here to end that. Quite simply, they have a mission to make sure that no one goes hungry, and we want to make sure that we support them in that as well. One of the most amazing things about Feeding Tampa Bay, for every $1 you donate to their charity, they create 10 meals from that $1. That's worthy of applause. All right, having said that, I think it's time we get to our chefs and do some introductions and we get this competition ready to go. You guys ready? Yeah! All right, I'm going to introduce our chefs here. We've got, to my left, we've got from Armani's, he is the chef de cuisine, Robert Maggi. Give him a round of applause. Robert, I will tell you, I went out to Armani's and I did some market research and I ate a lot of his food. This man filled me up. He gave me 2 appetizers, 3 mains, and 2 desserts. I'm still trying to run it off. It was amazing food. I really loved it. Armani's has got an amazing view as well. They're at the top floor of the Hyatt, down by the airport, Grand Hyatt. It's amazing views. If you've not been there, you got to check it out. What do you think? You confident for tonight? Yep. Ready to go? All right, cool. Who's going to win tonight? All right, that's the right answer, Robert. All right, give Robert a big round of applause. And over here on the right-hand side, we've got from Noble Crust, the chef de cuisine, Colin Rhinesmith. I was actually very lucky to go out to Noble Crust on their grand opening in Wesley Chapel, Wiregrass Mall. Beautiful restaurant, great place. These guys specialize in comfort foods. After I ate there, I took about a 3-hour nap. It was amazing. Yeah, hooked me up with some great food. Let's see, you ready for the competition? Who's going to win tonight? All right, I love that. One of you is absolutely correct. I can tell you that. If you don't know the rules, it's pretty easy, folks. They've got to prepare 2 dishes tonight. They have 30 minutes apiece. The timer is right up there on the wall. We're going to have Rossi reset that here in a minute. They have 30 minutes to create their appetizer. We'll present it to the judges that I'll be introducing you to here in a few moments. And then after that, they're going to have another 30 minutes to prepare their mains. To make the competition a little bit more interesting, just like most cooking shows, we've got mystery ingredients as well. So let's talk about the mystery ingredients. I'm going to come over here and show you what they are. You guys ready to find out what you're cooking tonight? You guys ready to find out what they're cooking tonight?
Yes.
All right, here we go. The first one is monkfish and fig Newtons. Monkfish and fig Newtons. So good luck with that one, guys. Monkfish and fig Newtons. The next one that we have, this one I'm actually kind of looking forward to. Turkey legs and Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
Once again, I can tell you that the people at Elevage messed up, and there's only 3 turkey legs there. They've not included one for me. This is the most depressing job I've ever had. You guys eat like crazy. They eat like crazy. I just sit here and jabberjaw for 2 hours, and I don't get any food in my belly. But nonetheless, you got 3 turkey legs. Don't screw it up. You only got 3. All right, here we go. That'll be for the main. You got your appetizer up here with the monkfish and the fig Newtons. Here's the rules. It's pretty simple. 2 different meals, an appetizer and a main. 30 minutes apiece. They got the mystery ingredients. At 30 minutes exactly, they have to put hands up, and whatever's down on the plate, that's what they're going to be judged by. The judges are going to be reviewing them on 3 main areas: their presentation, their originality, and their flavor. I can tell you, by the way, the judges have seemed to be favoring chefs that really bring out the mystery ingredients, not hide them into the meals as well. I don't know how these chefs are going to be doing for their judges, but what we've seen so far, there seems to be a history of people when they highlight that, they do pretty well. There is no stabbing, cutting of the chefs, but you can smack talk all you want. Keep the cutting to the food. We'd appreciate that one. And you got your 2 mystery ingredients, which you do need to use. The winner is going to move on to the semifinals. Having said that, Rossi, I think we're ready to get this timer set up and ready to go. Give Rossi a big round of applause. Don't underestimate the importance of this job. Nobody else knows how to reset this damn timer. So we're glad to have you here. So Rossi, if you would do us a favor to get this thing ready to go, we'll give them a countdown of 10 seconds. Here we go. Are you ready? Let's give it to them. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your chef on, people. There we go. Now, we're going to be checking in with the chefs periodically. It's my job to interview them, which really just annoys the crap out of them while they're trying to cook. I have found that most chefs like to give me answers in one word, yes or no, despite what the question is. I can say, where were you born? Yes. So they usually don't have much conversation, so we brought some representatives from their restaurants out to talk a little bit about the restaurants a little bit later. But before we do that, what I'd like to do now is I'd like to make sure that we thank the Epicurean Hotel for putting this event on, and the Elevage restaurant as well. Give them a big round of applause. In fact, what I'd like to do is I'd actually like to bring up Kevin Scott, the general manager for the Epicurean, so he can say a few words about this beautiful establishment. Here you go, my friend. Let me get you a microphone. There you are.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to week 4, final round of our first elimination rounds. Excited to see some of you for 4 weeks in a row now, so thank you so much for the support. But as I've said each and every week, this isn't about us. It's about Feeding Tampa Bay, our great partner, and such a guide to all the heroes in Tampa Bay that do unfortunately go hungry. And Topher, you're absolutely right in regards of that $1 over the poverty line is really the worst place you can be, because you don't go without any of the, you have none of the benefits. But the numbers that Feeding Tampa Bay is able to put out in regards of $1 and 10 meals, I mean, those are just amazing. So with that, I'd like to introduce George Clooney's better-looking stunt double, Thomas Mance, CEO.
Right. How do I follow that? Good evening and welcome. As they mentioned, my name is Thomas Mance, and I work for an organization called Feeding Tampa Bay, which you've heard a little bit about today. So let me continue with the thank you parade. But before I say that, you know, it's interesting to look at someone like our organization and say, aren't you heroes for what you do? Isn't it great what you do? But if you were to look at the folks that we serve, if you talk about a single mother with kids that's having to take public transportation to and from work, if you talk about families that don't have enough to eat, if you talk about parents that are working 2 jobs, if you talk about seniors who are trying to make it on less than 1 or 2 meals a day, that's more of a heroic effort than we'll ever undertake. And so one of the things we like to make sure that you know is that the work that's done here, your attendance here, really ends up back at one central point, and that is we fundamentally believe no one should go hungry, and at the end of everything we do is a meal on a table.
I got them for nothing.
And so while it may seem sometimes incongruous, how do we end up in one of the nicest hotels in all of our region, and one of the greatest restaurants in all of our region, with some of the greatest chefs and judges? The answer is pretty simple. One of the great things about the culinary community is they love to use their gifts, their skills, their talents in order to make sure that we can further our work. When we started talking to the folks at Epicurean 3 years ago about how we could partner, our answer to them was, how can we take advantage of the great people in your network? How can we create a relationship with the people in your orbit? And how can we attach ourselves to your incredible brand? And 3 years later, here we are with our 3rd version of Epic Chef. And what this does for us is this allows us, not only through you, but through the folks online, to spread the message of the issue of hunger, but also that hunger has a solvable component to it, meaning if all of us turn around and push as hard as we can fix it. And so for tonight, we want to thank our sponsors that have come here each year, that have been a part of our organization. We appreciate that. We couldn't do this without you. But you do have to sing for your supper a little bit, right? Not everything in life is free, and this isn't either. Here's what we ask. We ask that you take a moment in your day and in your life to connect with the issue of hunger in your community in a particular way. All of you can go back and say, you know what I heard today? I heard that 1 in 4 kids don't have enough to eat. Or I heard that there's a hunger issue in our community, and help us spread the word. I firmly believe that if enough people get connected to the issue at hand, we'll be able to solve the problem. And so that's really the only takeaway. Enjoy the evening. Tonight is about fun. It's about friends. It's about enjoying a really terrific night with folks that are willing to share their skills and their talents and abilities with us. But we do ask that hopefully you walk away with a bit of piece of who we are, what we do, and more importantly, the reminder that you know someone in your world today who is food insecure. They're a teacher in your kid's school. They're the person bagging your groceries. They're the person fixing your car. They're your neighbor. And so please take a little bit of that away with you. So thank you, Topher, for hosting. Thank you, Kevin, for having us in. And thank you, all of you, for being here tonight.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Very well said. Let's find a way to make sure we spread that message right now. If you all break out your phones, we'd love you to get on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you guys like to use, that's fine. And we'd love for you to tell your friends and your family that you're here at the show watching it live and encourage them to tune in on the live stream. They can watch this live stream if you want to share with them the website through, and I can't believe I forgot our sponsor, the Tampa Bay Times is helping us out. Thank you very much. You can go watch the show live streamed right on their homepage. So if you could just tell all your friends and family that they can go check out tampabay.com and they can watch the show along with you live. They can text you, they can have conversations, they can bet on which chef is going to be winning. That'd be great. We'd love to just get this awareness and get more and more people finding out about this great event and about the cause that we're backing up here as well. Having said that, it is time for us to introduce to you our celebrity judges. Are you guys ready to meet some great people? All right, here we go. Right here, closest to the audience, we have Holly Capper. She is the contributing food editor of Orlando Weekly.
Hi, guys.
Please give a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Holly, glad to have you here. Thank you for coming all the way over from Orlando.
Yes.
We were wondering if you'd make it with the tropical storm, and then all of a sudden the heavens opened up and gave you beautiful skies. So
I was wondering the same thing myself. I called ahead to make sure we were still on and was thrilled to see that we were.
Of course, we're not going to let rain get in the way.
Absolutely
We're Floridians.
not. It's not raining in here.
Yeah, it's doing great. So thank you for making the drive. We do appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
All right. What are you hoping to see here tonight from these guys? Are you looking for some creative food, some weird food? What do you think they're going to do with the figs?
said it. I think you said it. I think the judges are going to look for showing those ingredients and showcasing those fig Newtons and that monkfish in the best way possible. I personally love monkfish. I think it's a really exciting fish that's rather underused and is beautiful and has a very nice flakiness and a mild flavor.
When you say beautiful, you're referring to the flavor, clearly not the appearance, because that is
well,
the
not
ugliest
the
fish
actual fish.
on the planet.
The actual
I'm not kidding.
fish
Like if
is not
Stephen
so
King
beautiful.
could build a fish, he'd build a monkfish.
But I'll tell you, when you cook that fish, it has a beautiful pearly white color.
Yep.
It is very mild, and it is just, it's got a really approachable flavor. So I think we're going to really enjoy that tonight. You guys are in for a treat.
Yeah, cool. You know, if you do it right, it can actually taste like lobster. No pressure, guys, but we're expecting this to taste a lot like lobster. All right, cool. In the middle here, we have Jonathan Antanasio, who is the chef de cuisine at Elevage, this wonderful restaurant right behind the kitchen. Graduate of the Culinary School at the Art Institute. Thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
You are the evil man behind coming up with these mystery ingredients, are you not?
I don't know if I'm regretting it yet.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, now I did notice that, you know, like on the day where you're judging, you picked some of the most insane combinations of food here, so you must be a glutton for punishment. Yep.
Yes.
Now, you have a background in as being a chef. You started up in New York, is that right?
Yes.
So there's probably, out of all the places in the country, I'd have to say probably New York and New Orleans is the place where they attract the best chefs, and they have the finest culinary culture that's out there. So what was it that inspired you to move down to Tampa Bay?
because of the fact of how the city is growing,
Yep.
especially culinarily.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm in a great spot now to completely flourish once
Yeah.
it happens.
You know what, this market's really growing a lot in that area, and the one thing that I've noticed, and I've spoken with a lot of chefs, and they've said, unlike New York, Chicago, New Orleans, that seems to be a very cutthroat community. The chefs are very out for each other, and they're keeping their cards close, but here, it's almost like the microbrewery industry, where you guys just kind of help each other out. I think I think every single week, Marty Blitz for Mise en Place has been out here encouraging the chefs on as well. You guys have like a real cool community vibe here where you're all, you know each other, you communicate, and you help each other out.
Right, it's really fun to kind of bounce off each other and kind of help each other out.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool vibe here, much more than up in New York. So glad to have you here, and thank you for coming up with the weird, crazy ingredients that you do every episode. Appreciate
You're welcome.
Yep.
You're thanking him because you're not trying it.
What's that? I know, I never get to eat it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, and last but not least, she needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever, the Emmy Award-winning reporter for ABC Action News, Miss Ashley Yore. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out. So, are you excited for tonight?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Is this your first time judging this, or were you here last year?
First time judging. I've actually been like where all you guys are. I came out just as a spectator last year,
All right.
and I absolutely fell in love with it. I was like, this
It's
is
cool,
the best thing
isn't it?
ever. And so now I get to be here, even more excited.
Yeah, it's really cool. We're glad to have you here. Are you going to be covering this on the news?
Breaking news. Everybody stop.
Yep.
I'm tasting something delicious.
All
Yes,
right,
that's
perfect.
exactly how it's going to go.
Glad to have you here. You also, we were bonding earlier. She happens to be a dog lover. She has a dog named Winnie.
I do.
Yep.
I do.
I got a dog named Macy, so I think we're going to hook the two of them up, have a little doggy date a little bit later.
Adopt, don't shop.
Yeah. There we go.
Amen.
Adopt, don't shop.
Amen.
Indeed. All right, cool. Please give all of our judges a wonderful round of applause. All right, having said that, what I'm going to do now is we are going to, let's see here, we've got, we haven't got the second drop yet, so we'll wait until then. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to interview these chefs, find out what they've got going on here. All right, so Colin, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. What are you going to be doing for us tonight?
I'm going to make a compote out of the inside part of the figs.
Okay.
Some balsamic vinegar. I put some fennel in there because fennel goes very well with fish.
Cool.
I'm going to reduce that. I'm going to try to make like a nice chunky...
Hang on, wait a second. I just realized something. I don't have a mic on your mouth. You can keep working, by the way. I'll just hold this as you work.
I'm just going to reduce the vinegar with the fig insides. With the outsides, I'm going to make some croutons, put them in a nice frisee salad with some herbs, and
Cool.
maybe make a vinaigrette out of some of these beautiful herbs that we have here.
Awesome.
I'm just going to sear the monkfish. I'm going to try to slice it very nicely because
Cool.
monkfish, you can slice it. It's pretty easy.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
you've cooked monkfish before?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
All right.
There's a vein that goes down the middle of it that you really have to make sure you get out.
Now, at Noble Crust, you guys specialize in comfort foods. Are we going to be
Yeah.
getting any comfort food meals tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try my best.
All
yeah.
right, cool.
Thanks.
Give Colin a big round of applause. All right, Chef Robert, how are you doing, my friend?
Great.
All right, tell us what you got going on here.
Doing a little seared monkfish here. Got a sauce with the monkfish, a little bit of the fig Newtons, and doing a crust for it.
Yep.
So the rest of it, we'll kind of see how it
It
goes.
smells amazing. Yep. And you've got some garlic that you're picking out
Yep,
here
got
as
some
well.
garlic in
Are you guys
here.
going to be
Oh, yeah.
using any of these pea shoots from Uriah's Urban
Oh, yeah,
Farms?
definitely. We'll get to them.
Yep.
For sure.
All right, well done. All right, cool. Well, now listen, when you're cooking, do you guys have, does your kitchen have the view that the guests have inside that restaurant?
No, it doesn't.
So you're trapped in a hole, you don't get to it.
Go
So,
out there every once in a while.
all right. Well, glad to have you here. Give Robert a big round of applause. Chef Robert Maggi from Armani's. All right, folks, listen, I'm going to go through and make sure we once again thank all of our sponsors, Coca-Cola, Florida Blue, Harvard Jolly, Gray Robinson, Uriah's Urban Farms, Tampa Bay Times. Those are our sponsors. Let's give them a lot of love. I'm happy I actually remembered all of them except for Tampa Bay Times. I can't believe I forgot those guys. Remember, we are going to be doing this to raise the awareness of Feeding Tampa Bay. They've got a lot of great things going on for them. We have some really cool produce that we've got from Uriah's Urban Farms. If you guys are the kind that love fresh produce, but you don't have the room to grow it yourself, I'd like to encourage you to check out Uriah's Urban Farms. You can actually purchase their food. Do you guys deliver it to their houses, or do they have to? You deliver it right to the home. You couldn't get it easier for them, right? So it's a great opportunity. I'll tell you what, they bring out some of the best stuff. I think they got more basil. Yep, this is some of the best basil I've ever had in my life. What's this one? That's the amethyst? Do you guys want to sample some of this stuff? We'll trim some off and let you guys eat some here in a second. By the way, guys, I want to remind you, chefs, the time is your biggest enemy right now. You are really pretty much at the halfway mark right now. You're at 16 minutes, so you've got actually less than 16 minutes now, so keep that in mind. You want to make sure you've got that presentation coming on. This is a difficult thing for them, by the way, because not only do they have to cook the meal in 30 minutes, but they've got to time it so perfectly that if they get it on the plate too early, by the time it gets to the judges, it's cold. But if they wait too late, they have to put their hands up and they may not get it on the plate. So it's not as easy as it may think it would be, even with the 30-minute window. They're going to have to really time this carefully to make sure that each and every piece of the meal comes out at the exact right time, stays warm, stays hot, so when they get to present it. And the other thing is, by the way, they don't know which one's going to be up first. If they knew that, they might be able to plan it more effectively, but it does get a little bit challenging. I just turned off my lapel mic. I think that might make it more easy if I'm just talking in this mic, guys. Yep. All right, looks like they're bringing out the second drop right now, so you can enjoy some fine food. Compliments of our friends at Noble Crust. What they're bringing out right now in the second drop. Oh, is this Armani's? Okay, so I had the order completely mixed up there, so let me pull the card out to make sure that we know we've got the right food coming out. As with live shows, sometimes things get moved around, and that's just fine. I'll pull up the information from Armani's. All right, here we go. So you are right now enjoying some, this is a great dish. This is a bison, by the way. You're going to be enjoying some bison tonight. Whoop, sorry, Rossi. We have got, by the way, the general manager from the Grand Hyatt here, Paul Joseph. Thank you for coming out here. Paul, do you want to come down and say hi to the crowd? Let's give Paul a good round of applause. I probably owe Paul an apology. He was not aware that he was going to be getting out here talking. And I told him, I said, it's not till the third drop, so you got plenty of time to drink so you can get that liquid courage in. And now I just call you up right away. Please give a big round of applause for Paul, the general manager of the Grand Hyatt. Tell us a little bit about the Grand Hyatt. What can we expect when we go out to this beautiful hotel?
Well, the first thing I want to say, Topher, is that I think you have eaten more at the Grand Hyatt in Armani's than I have recently. So we sit atop the Grand Hyatt Tampa Bay. Armani sits atop the Grand Hyatt Tampa Bay. We've been there for 30 years. We specialize in veal pasta and the most incredible views of all of Tampa Bay. We may be known as a special occasion restaurant to those who have been there, but really the truly special occasion is the view and the food that you get every single night there.
Yeah, they got one of the most incredible rooftop bars you've ever seen. I mean, the views are outstanding. It's gorgeous. I can't recommend it highly enough.
One side you can watch the airplanes land, and the other side you can watch the water all night long.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, tell us a little bit about Robert. What's Robert like in the kitchen?
Robert is truly a story to be told because of where he started.
Yes.
Actually, Robert actually started in our Oyster Catchers restaurant, which is our other restaurant on property, as a server, actually as a server assistant. And he has worked his way up over the years to line cook, supervisor, and then finally had been promoted to chef de cuisine at Armani's. Talented, creative, passion for food, fun to work with in the kitchen. I love going into the kitchen and trying some of the things that he's doing, how he engages with his team, and he's truly an asset to our hotel and restaurant.
Did you guys help him prepare for this contest by giving him a bunch of weird food to cook?
Had we known there would be fig Newtons and things like that, I would have, but I had no clue of that, right. And we did not do that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he is a very talented chef. When I found out about his story, about how he started out at Oyster Catchers on the serving as a server and then works his way up. It shows a lot of heart, a lot of ambition. And this kid's got a credible future ahead of him. He's only, what, 27? 27, is that right? 27
years old.
Yeah, and he's a head chef at one of the finest restaurants in Tampa.
One of the finest restaurants in Tampa and one of the best restaurants in all of our chain of hotels.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Sure
This is not his first competition. He actually just got back from a competition, I think, up in Atlanta, Georgia, didn't he?
He did. We have a chef competition throughout all of Hyatt. We hosted a regional competition, which Robert's not allowed to participate in, so we sent him to Atlanta to participate in that challenge
That's
as
probably
well.
the best prep he could do for this competition is getting into another
Absolutely.
one.
Also a surprise box and not knowing what you're going to cook. It was certainly great training for Robert to do that.
Cool. Well, listen, first off, Paul, thank you for being here tonight.
Very welcome.
Thank you for supporting Feeding Tampa Bay. Thanks for letting him take the night off to cook for us. We appreciate that. And if you have a chance, by the way, please do check out Armani's at the top of the Grand Hyatt. The views are amazing. The meals are memorable. You're going to love it. Go check it out. Big round of applause for Paul. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, gentlemen, you are right now at the 10-minute mark. So time goes by very fast. You've got 2/3 down. You're almost ready to roll here. I'm going to share with the audience some interesting facts for you guys while you're finishing up here. Some fun facts about our mystery ingredients monkfish here. Monkfish can grow up to 4.5 feet in length. They are a carnivore fish, and they swallow their prey in one bite. Which is weird because they have some of the most heinous teeth you've ever seen. And from what I've studied, they don't ever use the teeth. They just suck the thing in and swallow it whole. So I don't know what the teeth are for, but nonetheless, they got a big mouth. Their mouth is actually the biggest part of their body. They can eat prey their own size. That's how big their head is and how small their tail is. And check this out. Believe it or not, monkfish have been known to swim to the surface and eat birds. They'll eat seagulls. They'll eat gulls, loons, puffins, any kind of bird that they can find up on the surface. They'll just swim up and eat them as well. So I tell you what, if you've never seen a monkfish, it's an ugly-ass fish, let me tell you. I'd much rather come across a shark than a monkfish any given day. They're just a weird-looking fish. They're also called the American goosefish. That's actually their official name. They're also called the fishing frog, and they're also called the allmouth. If I saw one, I'd just call it I pooped in my bathing suit, though, because they would scare the crap out of me. When cooked properly, it can taste like live lobster, and they have a spine that sticks out of their head, and they use the spine as a lure to catch their prey, which is very bizarre. So it's a weird, ugly fish, but it has great flavor, can taste like lobster if it's done well, has the consistency of a liver pate. Some fun facts about the Fig Newtons, gentlemen, as you get down to the 8-minute mark, be aware of your time. Fun facts about Fig Newtons. Are you ready? Here we go. In 1891, Kennedy Biscuit Works invented the Fig Newton. This company was famous for naming their cookies after local cities or towns in their area. And Fig Newtons almost got the name Fig Shrewsbury. I'm kind of glad they got Fig Newton. For those of you who like alternative facts, Nabisco claims that it was named after Isaac Newton. They went and bought Kennedy Biscuits in the 1900s, and they said that they think it was named after Isaac Newton. But it sounds to reason that Fig Shrewsbury was the potential one. January 16th, by the way, is National Fig Newton Day. It seems like everything's got a holiday, so does Fig Newtons. Also, equally important in the month of January, put this down on your calendars, January 20. That's my birthday. Just letting you know. The Fig Newtons are the 3rd most popular cookie in the world. Do you guys want to take a guess as to what the #1 most popular cookie in the world is? Chocolate chip cookies. Oreo's #2. But I think that changes depending upon what website you look at. So obviously you guys are looking at a different website than I am. Check this out. 1 billion Fig Newtons are consumed every single year. That's a lot of Fig Newtons. The fig puree, by the way, can replace fat in baked goods. So maybe you guys want to create something baked, you can use the Fig Newtons as fat puree. Interesting thing about the fig tree, they do not blossom on the branches. There's no blossoms whatsoever. They actually blossom inside the fruit. They have small flowers that produce seeds, which gives it that little crunchy texture when you eat a Fig Newton. There's some fun facts for you with Fig Newtons. All right, let's see here. We are at the 6-minute mark now. And our judges are, we got one judge. Are you live streaming? All right, you're Facebook living. How you doing? Hey, we're here live at Epic Chef Showdown. Go ahead and give a big audience to the Facebook Live here. She's saying hi to all of her friends in Orlando. By the way, you guys are more than welcome to Facebook Live yourself. Bring your phone out, film it. We love that's as well. So thank you for coming out, by the way, Holly, from Orlando. You have got quite the experience with regard to eating food. I would assume that Monkfish, you've already said you've enjoyed that before.
Yes.
Because you've written for several magazines. Let's see here. I left my notes there, but Bridal
Yes.
and Wedding Magazine.
Yep, I was
Islands
that's
Magazine.
Right, that's right.
Caribbean Magazine.
That's right.
Did you ever, when you wrote for these, did you ever get to travel a lot?
Yes, I've traveled widely because of my work as senior editor at Destination Weddings and Honeymoons.
There we go, that's a magazine.
At Islands Magazine, at Florida Travel and Life, and at Caribbean Travel and Life. I've traveled widely and eaten widely, and I think the best culinary education you can give yourself is to just eat and travel. That is the best education you can get.
Sounds like pretty good advice. We are at the 5-minute mark, gentlemen. Give them a big round of applause. Encourage them on here. I'm going to check them out, see how we're doing. All right, Colin's already got his monkfish seared and ready to go. It looks like he's starting to prep it for the plates. Robert is actually incorporating some of the pea shoots from Mariah Farms, and he looks as though he's putting some citrus. I'm not sure if that's grapefruit or orange. What is that?
A lime.
That's a lime. He's got a lime that he's putting in there for a citrus dressing on some of the pea shoots. It smells really good, gentlemen. I tell you what, it's looking nice. You've got about 4.5 minutes left. All right, my friend, what do you think here? So how are they doing so far?
I have no idea.
Yeah? If you were here cooking and you had somebody as evil as you making them cook with fig Newtons and monkfish, what would you have done?
I would have attempted a bread pudding.
A what? A bread pudding?
A bread pudding.
Interesting. With the monkfish or separate?
Not with
Separate.
we talked about that actually. I was like, do not add monkfish to your bread pudding.
That would
He
be a little
agreed that
weird.
wouldn't be
It
in
would
it.
have been separate,
Right?
yes, definitely separately.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd be enjoying the monkfish bread pudding, but I do like the idea of a fig bread pudding. That'd
Right.
taste good.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, all right, cool. Well, we definitely don't have going on there, but looks like Chef Robert's already got his food in the presentation plates. So he's a little bit ahead of Colin. Colin does not have his plates out yet. Oh, no, he does have his plates out. He's got, it looks like he might have done some sort of a spinach. I'm not sure. Is that spinach, Colin? Yep. He's got a spinach side to go along with the monkfish. I don't know where the fig is in his dish, but I'm sure he's got it all prepped. Now he's going to start that thin slicing that he talked about a moment ago. You're down to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Ashley, tell me here. Are you FaceTime living? I don't want to interrupt you if you are. All right, cool.
I will refrain. I'll start momentarily.
All right, Ashley, tell us, if we want to tune into ABC and Action News, what hours are you on TV?
So many hours. I am on very early in the morning, so
Yep.
first thing in the morning, and also sometimes late at night. So if you're going to bed at 11,
Anytime we're watching ABC News, we're going to be seeing
I am
some.
on quite a bit, yeah.
Awesome. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out here. Thank you for being here. Once again, you can tell your friends and family that they can watch this show live streaming at tampabay.com or epiccheftampabay.com. Hope you've enjoyed your second drop of the bison. We are getting ready to 2 minutes and 35 seconds. On the second half, I'm going to bring down David from Uriah Farms to talk about the fresh produce that they've created here. We'll throw out some samples for you on that. The food's looking good. The finish is coming along real well. It looks as though Robert is almost done. He's got 2 minutes to spare. Let's hope that that doesn't bite him in the butt and cool things off. But the good news is that it looks like Colin is pretty much at that same level as well. So they both have 2 minutes to spare. They both have maybe got their dishes out just a wee bit too early, but we'll see. All right, 2 minute mark. Let's give them a good round of applause, folks. Keep them encouraging them on. They got 2 minutes. Big round of applause. All right, once again, both chefs coming from two of the best restaurants in the Tampa Bay area. If you want to check out the food from Chef Robert, you're going to go check out Armani's. That's at the top of the Grand Hyatt Hotel right by the airport. Their food is amazing. They're known for veal. I was just out there 2 nights ago, again, having another meal. and I don't even know what it was, but there was a veal chop that must have looked like the size of a head. It was huge. So check that out if you want to get some great food for special occasion. And if you're in the Wiregrass Mall area up in the Wesley Chapel, make sure you check out Noble Crust. Noble Crust just opened about 2 weeks ago. Colin is the chef de cuisine there. They specialize in comfort food. It's actually Italian, but it's got that comfort food. We are coming down on the final minute. We officially now have 60 seconds remaining, chefs. We got 60 seconds remaining. Give them a big round of applause. Encourage them on. We got 60 seconds left. Once again, all of this is done to bring awareness to Feeding Tampa Bay. We'd like for you to make a tweet, make a post, tell some people about some interesting facts that you've learned here tonight about Feeding Tampa Bay and what they can do. When you think about one of the biggest concerns people look at when they donate money to a charity is, how do I know the money is going to the cause versus the administration? You can't argue with $1 creating 10 meals, folks. That's an amazing record. They do some amazing stuff. By the way, 45 million meals per year. Check this out. They have a capacity, though. They have a need for 100 million meals in the Tampa Bay area. So they do need your support. They do need you to spread the word and spread that around. We got 12 seconds. Let's give them the countdown. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up. You are done. Well done, brother. All right, Colin, good job. All right, Robert, well done. I'll tell you what. This, I can already tell you, based upon presentation alone, I don't know about the flavor, but this is going to be a close one. All right, Colin, we're going to bring you out first. Let's get your meals. I'll take one, you take two. Let's take these out, present them to the judges. Do you want me to grab your phone while you're FaceTiming? Yep, here we go. All right, so I can multitask. Let me see if I can flip the camera around. Oh, wait, nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. All right, so there we go. You've got your meal. I didn't present it to you in the way that Colin probably would have. Colin, we're going to have you stand right here for me, if you would, please, right by my foot. Thank you very much. Colin, tell us a little bit about the meal that you've prepared for them here.
All right, so I have seared monkfish, made it in nice little slices. With the fig Newton, I used the inside for like a sauce, like a fig sauce. I put some veal stock in there because for me, I like monkfish. I feel like it goes very well with like sauce that you would serve with like veal or, you know, like meaty sauces. So I put some veal stock, some balsamic vinegar, the fig inside, some rosemary herbs. Just reduced that. Just sauteed some spinach with garlic in the bottom. Made a salad with frisee, some herbs, the lemon juice, lime juice. With the outside of the fig Newtons, I was going to put as a crouton, but actually forgot them on the table.
All right, nobody knows anyway.
Yeah.
All right, judges, go ahead and dig in and tell us what you think. Give Chef Colin a big round of applause.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's another thing on there.
All right, well, they start sampling, you can add something else, yep.
Yeah, and also sour cream in the bottom with fennel pollen and some olive oil.
Gotcha. It looks, the presentation's amazing. I got to tell you, in terms of judging points for presentation, both you and Chef Robert have done an amazing job. It's not easy, folks, to get these dishes done in 30 minutes or less and have them on the plate presented well when they didn't even know what they were preparing 30 minutes ago. It's a pretty amazing feat. I will tell you that
it's really delicious.
It looks great. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop on this for now.
Yeah.
Go for it. I don't think your microphone's working.
Yeah, you can feel free to put that down.
And I believe your third drop will be coming out after this meal gets served. So, Jonathan, this is your second or third bite already, so you must be enjoying it. It's pretty good. I'm going to have you kick it off and give your best judgment here. So it's always fun for one chef to critique another one. It's an uncomfortable position for you, I'm sure. But you know what? I'll tell you what, I bet Colin will appreciate any feedback you give him here. Go and let us know what you thought of that dish.
The reason why it was very difficult for me to do this is for what you just said.
Yeah.
I've never done this. I get to set it up. I get to like pick the secret ingredients. I don't get to be up there and be under the pressure.
Yeah.
So do I know what I'm going to do under pressure? I don't know. I might regret croutons. Do I understand where he was going with that? Yes. The croutons would have been a nice little crunchy part of it, but execution-wise, I think it was great.
Yeah? All right, cool. Give him a round of applause. Thank you, Jonathan. All right, Holly, let us know what you thought.
Well, I think the monkfish is prepared really excellently. It's nice and moist. I know people have weird feelings about that word. It's very moist. What I like the most is the choice to use the sour cream with the fish because the monkfish is a very lean fish. And I think you also paired it with some bacon or pancetta here as well.
Yeah, I put pancetta in the sauce.
Yeah, I really like that because again, the monkfish is a very lean fish, and your side of Spanish is also a very lean vegetable, obviously. So that fat, the added fat, adds a lot of flavor. It's a good foil for that. And I was really hoping that somebody would use the inside of the fig Newton as a gastrique or as a sauce. So well done on that.
Thank you.
All right, good job.
Thanks.
All right, cool. Ashley.
All right, I may not sound as official as these two, but I really like to eat, and so I will tell you, this fish is really delicious. I mean, the way that like the texture of it, it's not tough or anything like that. And this sauce that she described so eloquently is really fantastic on the side, and just hitting a lot of different notes in my mouth, and I like the different textures.
Perfect.
So I think for me that it's really tasty. So hopefully you guys all relate to that.
All right, super. Good job. Thank you, Ashley. Give him a round of applause. All right, Colin, it seems like you did pretty good on that one. You're comfortable and you feel that you did a good job?
Yeah. I wish I would have put the croutons on top of it, but...
No, that's all right. I'll eat them later.
All right.
All right, here we go. All right, Colin, good job. Give Colin a big round of applause. Let's get the next meal out here. Robert, I'll take one, you take two. And I'll wait till you get here so I can see how you're supposed to present this one. I think Rossi's going to come grab the other plates. Has anybody not tried monkfish before? Would you like to try some monkfish? I'll steal some of their food. It's
Who wants me to feed them?
All right, here we
I'll
go.
just come around if anyone wants that.
All right, here we go. So we'll just throw this over here. I'll steal the monkfish. There you go. Help yourself. There you are. You betcha. All right. I stole that one, Rossi. All right, Chef Robert, tell us what you've got here.
All right, so we have a fig and chili crusted.
There we go.
Fig and chili crusted monkfish. On the bottom, you have just a simple roasted hash. Finish it off with a little bit of the pea shoots and a little citrus. The sauce on the plate, just to give it a little richness because the monkfish is lean. I did a little red wine and fig reduction, and actually finished the plate off with little dried figs to add a little more fig in there.
Nice.
All right. Well done. The presentation, again, looks outstanding. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you planned that thing for months and you prepped it, and it's a featured dish over at Armani's. It looks really good. So they're going to dig in now, start eating that one once again. Think about the difficult task these chefs have when they're trying to work with ingredients that they've never worked with together before, and let alone sometimes even prepared before, to be able to do that. It's pretty incredible, and big points for you also to make sure you're using some of the pea shoots from Uriah's Urban Farms. Tell you what, you guys are going to love this. This is some of the best smelling produce I've ever enjoyed. Yeah, thank you very much for Uriah Urban Farms for bringing this stuff out. We're going to bring it down. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, last time they came out, we actually did some quizzes with the audience, and then you were able to win some of the fresh produce. Are we going to do that again tonight? All right, there we go. Okay, so we'll do that as well. So start remembering some of the facts you've been hearing and some of the stuff. We always pull quiz questions from the stuff you've heard here this evening. But otherwise that, I'd say it looks like a wonderful presentation. I've not seen any foul facial expressions. I will tell you that Ashley said she has very expressive faces when she eats, and so far I've seen very good facial expressions coming from her. So you did, yeah. All right. So I tell you what, Holly, we're going to start with you. No, I'll wait. You're good? Okay, I didn't mean to get you with your mouth.
I can talk to you all day long.
All right, Holly, what did you think?
I really like the size of the monkfish, kind of like a steak that you've provided here. Fish is often very, a delicate presentation. I think this is a really hearty presentation. I was concerned about the crust. I was a little weirded out by maybe the sweetness of the cookies and how that would play into the fish, but I think this really works. And I think the reason it works is how finely you've crumbled the fig Newton crust. I think that really works really nicely. I also like the kick of spice they use from the chili flakes within the hash. I think that also really works.
It was a good compliment. It wasn't overbearing.
Not at all, not at all. It was just a little extra something. And the only criticism that I would have, I think, is that your potatoes are a little under.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, good. Give Holly a big round of applause. All right, Jonathan, let's get your professional chef opinion.
I mean, I like, both presentations were great. I really like the little bit of a kick that I have at the end of that. There's a little bit of crunch, but texturally, like you didn't get that before. It might have been a little bit heavy on the acid, but other than that, I thought it was great.
All right, okay, well done. Thank you, Jonathan. Give him a round of applause. All right, Ashley, bring it
You
home.
stole
for us.
my line with a little bit of a kick. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, but
Because
you
I
can say it way better than he can anyway,
I
so
really
it'll
did
sound
think
better.
that.
Yeah.
I liked like a little bit of heat in there.
Yep.
It was a different flavor. So I thought that was good. I have not eaten a lot of pea tendrils in my life, and so it felt a little bit like a garden in my mouth. I didn't know that that was coming. But in general, I really liked the crust that you had on it, and I thought it was cooked really nicely. So
All right,
I enjoyed
fantastic.
that.
All right, give Ashley a big round of applause. Now let's give Chef Robert a round of applause. Good job. How do you think you did?
I think you did pretty well.
How was my lot?
Not cooking monkfish too much, but it was pretty good.
Well, they seem pleased with the monkfish, so well done. All right, head back behind the table. Get your next station prep. Let's give both chefs a big round of applause, please. All right, they're going to get prepped and ready to go. We're going to reset the timer here in just a minute, and then we're going to launch on to the next round of the competition. Once again, they've got 30 minutes to prepare. The mystery ingredients again are turkey legs and Kraft macaroni and cheese. Last week we had ramen noodles. So clearly, Jonathan likes giving the most affordable noodle combinations they can. All right, Rossi, are we ready to go? We've got it reset. All right, Chef Colin, are you ready to go? All right, Chef Robert, are you ready to roll? All right, audience, are you ready for the second round? All right, here, let's give them a countdown. Here we go, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your chef on, gentlemen. All right, give him a big round of applause. Let's get him started off on the right way. Let's give him some love, people. There we go. All right, once again, I'd like to remind you that we are here tonight, and we would not be able to do this without our wonderful sponsors. So let's give some wonderful applause to our sponsors, Coca-Cola, Florida Blue, Harvard Jolly, Gray Robinson, Uriah's Urban Farms, yeah, and the Tampa Bay Times, all here sponsoring to help support to make this event possible. Of course, all here designed to help make sure that we raise the awareness for Feeding Tampa Bay. Up in this next section, we're going to talk about some fun facts of turkey legs and Kraft macaroni and cheese. We've also going to be spending some time with Uriah Urban Farms to find out a little bit about what they do. In fact, why don't we do that right now, if I could? Is David, did I get your name right? Is David? Yeah. David from Uriah's Urban Farms, ladies and gentlemen. Please give him a big round of applause. You know, for people that want some free samples, you did not give him nearly loud enough applause. You might want to give him some love here, people. There we go. Thanks, David. Thanks for being here. All right, good seeing you, my friend. All right, tell us what you got here. I've been calling them pea shoots, which is wrong. It's pea what?
Some people call them pea shoots, pea tendrils.
Pea tendrils. All right, pea tendrils. So a pea tendril. This smells amazing, by the way.
Great, and it is.
Yeah. And the flavor?
Incredible.
Ridiculous.
Like you said, it's a garden in your mouth. The pea tendrils,
Yeah.
It's a nice light touch to anything.
You guys want to try some of this?
Raise your hand if you want to try. There we go. Some are in. I think Topher's got some to try. So while he's getting that together, we'll just real quick before we ask the question, a little bit about Uriah's Urban Farms. We are an indoor vertical farm based right here in Tampa. We help change the urban landscape because we bring agriculture indoors. And so we use LEDs. We're about sustainability. We use probably 5% of normal agriculture water consumption. And what we do is we go about 30 feet high. And what we produce inside, we deliver living, as you see here, to a lot of the local restaurants. We're all over. We have about 60 different varieties that we serve across the state of Florida, Sarasota, St. Pete, Clearwater, Tampa, Orlando, all the way down to South Beach. Go ahead, just grab a little piece. Everyone else, grab it, pop it in your mouth. What these are, pea tendrils are what big peas become when they grow up. So these are, and you taste it in your mouth, right? You kind of have a slight, pea pod taste to it. We also have some samples here we're gonna work on giving out.
What do we have over here, David? What is this? This looks like lettuce.
This is lettuce. On the right-hand side, or this side over here, is called a panisse, commonly known as the green oak. On this side over here is called skyphos, or a butter crunch.
Okay. Folks, by the way, every chef that I've met come through these doors, all of them rave about Uriah Farms produce. They say that it's some of the freshest, the best foods out there. You want to give some of these away?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do a little trivia game. You guys want to play some trivia? Yeah. All right, here we go. This is very unofficial, and it's based upon my eyes without my glasses, so you, in fact, may not actually be the first one to raise your hand, but if it's the first one I see, that's the one we're going for. Here's the question for you. How many kids in Tampa Bay go hungry from Friday? I think I saw that hand up there. 25%. That is correct. Well done.
There we go.
Round of applause. All right, let me just
Before we go to the next question, that question was one that, quite frankly, Thomas is a friend of ours, but it was our first time 3 years ago when we were here, my wife and I, Stephanie, who's up in the crowd, I think, doing Facebook Live. When we were here at the first annual, about 3 years ago,
first season,
and we heard that statistic of 1 in 4 children. And that rings very true in our home because we have 4 kids.
Which one do you not let eat?
It depends on who did what in school that day and who did their chores, et cetera. No, so it was when you think about it, and those very at home, at his home, personally with you, and that's where we've taken a passionate approach to it. We're involved in about every event. Thomas hates seeing us around, but we keep coming back, and we keep helping support it as much, and I think it's great to be here, and hopefully you all can taste the passion in this as well and take it with you home also.
Speaking of kids, tell us the story behind the name Uriah Urban Farms.
Great.
That Farmer
Dave.
Dave, yeah.
I'm David also, but I'm not Farmer Dave.
Right,
I don't carry that title.
Tell me why Farmer Dave named it Uriah's Urban Farm.
So Farmer Dave has 2 children. One, his older, is named Uriah, and he has a unique genetic condition that it just so happens that as things meet, Farmer Dave's been farming for over 20 years, but after his child was born in this unique genetic condition, a lot of the protein does not pass through the blood-brain barrier, and so he has some developmental difficulties. However, to help that, it involves a low-carb, high-green diet, and it just so happens that Farmer Dave, his dad, is one of the best farmers in Florida, probably in the United States.
Wow.
And as a result of that, it just one of those odd coincidences that what he grows helps feed his own son and with his difficulty.
I love it. I love companies with a cause. All right, tell us what we got here. This is basil.
That's Genovese basil.
Or basil, if you're in the UK.
There we go.
Yeah, but we're here. Basil.
And then we've got a red oak.
A red oak?
Yes.
What's a red oak?
Go ahead and taste it. It's just another lettuce. It has a slightly different flavor, but yeah, it's a soft texture.
I gotta say, and I'm not just acting. This produce is the best I've ever had. This basil is insane. Smells.
That's part
so
of
good.
living. What we do, we have living plants that we deliver. Obviously, this is an example. The box up there with 6 plants is what we can deliver to your households every Friday or every other Friday. But the difference of living plants, most of what you get comes from a long, long way away.
Yeah.
And after they harvest it, and then after it goes into some storage, and then finally transported to your grocery store, and finally you buy it, finally you get it home and maybe you eat it, you've probably lost over half the nutrients and certainly most of the flavor.
Yeah,
and so
there's no question.
live
It tastes
plants,
so much better.
if you happen to win one of these next to you, ask for a flavor. It's going to blow your mind.
All right, you want to do the next quiz?
Sure.
What question do you want to ask him?
We talked about the children, which are important, but the reality is there's a lot of adults in our area. So we said 1 in 4 children in the greater Tampa Bay area. How many of the adults in the greater Tampa Bay area? I saw a hand down here.
There.
Bing, bing, 1 in 7.
There we go. Well done. There you are. All right. All right.
So part of my passion is also
8
with.
minutes down. We got 22 minutes left. Yes.
Wow, they've been hitting the amethyst basil hard. I love it.
Oh, this is okay. I think this is the stuff.
So,
that I tried
whoever
last
gets
time,
this
right?
one, it wasn't poorly grown. The chefs have been using it, so.
Oh yeah. Dude, this is seriously. We had this last week as well.
Yeah.
I can't even describe the flavors that are bouncing
It's
around in my
incredible.
mouth
The
right
color is beautiful. The flavor is phenomenal.
Yeah.
This is one of our favorites as well as for the chefs.
It's insane. I can eat that every day. All right. All right, here we go. All right, since we've already done that.
That was a bad turkey over there.
Yeah. All right.
Robert is punishing that
He is
turkey
punishing
leg.
that turkey leg. How about this one? What percentage of retired military are food insecure? I saw this hand. 20%. There you go. Well done. Good job.
She was after those greens. She didn't hear the question. She raised her hand. She's on it.
Well done. I'm choking on a leaf right now, so I'm going to let you keep talking while I get some water.
Fair enough. No.
Tell them how they can order some of the...
Right. So if you'd like to be a part of Uriah's Urban Farms, obviously you can go to a lot of the local restaurants. Chef Robert cooks with it at Armani's as well as the Hyatt. But if you'd like to have it at your own home every other Friday, go to www.uriahsurbanfarms. You can see it on the boxes that have gone around as well as up here. And just go to the top. There's a button at the top called Residential. Sign up in there. Just put in your credit card and address, and we'll be sending it to you.
All right. David from Uriah's Urban Farms. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for coming out. All right, we're passing around the pea shoots as well. They're going around. If you guys run out, just throw me, just get my attention, and I'll get some more out there for you. Oh, thank you so much. That stuff tastes good in your mouth, going down your throat, and then when you cough it back up in your nasal cavity, still pretty good too. All right, here we go. I believe the third drop is out. Yes, it is. So let's go ahead and talk about that. We have here tonight, I don't know if he's in the room, but we have Executive Chef Rob Rinesmith. Is he in the room? Hey, there he is up in the back. Rob, let's get you down here and talk about the dish that these fine folks are eating right now, your seared scallops. This is the Executive Chef Rob Rinesmith from Noble Crust. They specialize in Italian fare with a down-home Southern comfort food approach to that as well. Big round of applause for Executive Chef Rob Rinesmith. How's it going, man? Good, man. All right, Rob, tell us what we can expect when we get over to Noble Crust.
Like you said, it's seasonal Italian. We have the Southern influence as well, too. So we change the menu 4 times a year. Specials are changing by the week or by the month with the seasons. And you'll see influences from the American South as well as Italian food and sometimes just stuff that we're inspired by that we like, kind of all mixing together. So.
How many here like chocolate? If you like chocolate, I'm telling you right now, it's worth going to Noble Crust for their chocolate, is it Budino?
Budino.
Budino.
Yeah.
Oh my God, tell them what that is.
So basically Budino is Italian pudding, but we add a little flour and baking powder to it to leaven it, so it's like, it's cakey, puddingy, it's warm, it's salted caramel, and all the buzzwords, and whipped cream,
it's like
raspberries.
It's the moistest, softest chocolate cake you can imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
ridiculous. Super delicious.
Yeah. All right, tell us a little bit about Colin. What's he like in the kitchen?
Colin is cool, calm, and collective. You know, it's like he's no matter what, he always keeps a straight face, and you know, his head is clear, and he can just never gets freaked out and just.
So there always has to be one hothead in the kitchen. So
yeah, exactly.
He's the cool one.
Exactly.
Are you the hothead?
Unfortunately, yeah.
All right. Good. I think that's when you become the executive chef, you get to be the hothead.
Yeah.
Is that it? All right, cool. Tell us, why do you think he can win this competition?
Because he's my little brother, and I love him more than anything, and you know, all the faith in the world in him, and also just he's had a lot of great experience at the restaurants he's worked at in different, huge international cities, Montreal and New York.
All over. He's been in what? Didn't he cook like in Alaska?
Yeah, so Alaska, Montreal,
Canada,
exactly.
Montreal.
So he's seen lots of different cultures and cooking, and worked with lots of different people.
Did you inspire him to get into cooking?
Yeah, I basically forced him to. Play drums so we could start a band, and cook so he could be a dishwasher at the restaurant I was working at.
That's awesome. All right,
that's how it worked.
Well, I tell you what, I think he found his calling as a chef, not as a musician.
Now he's got both.
But what does he play?
He's the drummer.
He's the drummer.
Yeah.
I think you just said that, bang the drums.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, what advice did you give him for the competition here?
We've had a long past week opening a new restaurant.
Right.
My advice was just wake up tomorrow and show up. Do your best. You know, it's
All
like.
right, cool. Well, he said he was really looking forward to the mystery ingredients. He loves cooking with unusual food, so it doesn't look like he's intimidated by any stretch of the imagination. I think he's doing great.
I think
Chef
Kraft
Rob is
macaroni
doing
and
great.
cheese is more challenging than getting duck brains in. I don't know. That seems.
I think so.
What else
yeah.
do you do with it? You know.
Yeah. Oh, listen. All right. Well, listen. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming out here, Rob. Once again, check out Noble Crust up at Wiregrass Mall. They just had their grand opening like 2 weeks ago.
Yep, 2 weeks in.
And I'll tell you what, by the way, his team loves this guy. We did a Facebook video, and he's had in like 48 hours, he's had over 2,000 views. Your whole restaurant was sharing
He's a
it,
big
liking
deal.
it. Yeah, he's doing really well. So well done. Give Chef Robert a big round of applause. Thanks so much, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, cheers. All right, cool. Check out Noble Crust up at the Wiregrass Mall in Wesley Chapel. All right, next thing here, let's see. I'm going to go back to our judges. We're going to talk to them real quickly, see what they thought of that first dish. So, Ashley, we'll turn on Ashley's mic. Ashley, if you had to bet right now, you've already got your scores in. What do you think these chefs need to do on this next one in order to get ahead or to win this competition?
I'm gonna say actually cook the turkey all the way through because
no
when you
raw turkey?
when you have the turkey leg, right? Anyone who eats turkey, that takes a really long time to cook. And I'm not gonna say that I talked to my fellow judge about the length of cooking turkey legs, but I may have inquired about that.
Yep.
And it does. It takes a really long time. They don't have a long time.
So you think Robert was smart then in deconstructing the legs, banging them out, because that'll help cook it up in a quicker level then.
Yeah. So I just don't want to eat raw turkey. That would be my one.
No, I think we can all safely tell you we don't want you to eat raw turkey tonight as well.
Right. Exactly.
Although if you do, it would make for an interesting broadcast the following
I don't think
day.
anyone wants to see the food a second time.
No,
I think we just want that one time, and that's it.
All right, thank you so much. All right, listen, folks, we've got a 15-minute mark is coming down in 5 seconds here. So we are halfway down. We got 15 minutes left. Let's make sure that we stay focused, stay in this. We've got a long way to go, but it goes very quick and very short. Once again, I'd like to actually remind you that we are watching this and broadcasting live here in the Epicurean Kitchen Theater. This theater is an amazing architectural feat, and I think it's a great thing. Once Kevin's done filming this angle here, we'll have him drop the iPad and we'll have him talk a little bit about the Epicurean Kitchen Theater and how, if you're interested, you can actually book this room for your own private events, cooking shows, competition, team building. Let's please give a big round of applause to the general manager, Kevin Scott from the Epicurean. I've got a big round of applause. There we go. All right.
How's everyone doing? Yeah? How are those scallops?
I wouldn't know.
Can we all agree that Topher eats pretty well? I mean, it's a really tough job doing all of this research.
Yep.
So yes, as you all know, you're in the Epicurean Theater. This is our nod to not only Epicurus and his theater, the philosopher, but also a nod to Bern Laxer of Bern's Steakhouse. As we all know, he was passionate beyond your wildest dreams when it came to knowledge, and he believed that he could do something better, cheaper, faster, stronger. So, when it came to growing his own vegetables, he built a farm up in Carrollwood. So this is our way to basically say thank you to him for all that he's done for this community, and our little way of passing it on or paying it forward with regards of knowledge. So whether it's events like this, or it's events like cupcakes and cocktails, where you get your hands dirty, do some frosting, put some sprinkles on there, get a little boozed up. Yeah, we like to have fun with this. So multiple different uses. We have, of corporate events here and corporate outings, as
If
well
a
as...
company wants to, they can rent this, do team building. Do you provide
Absolutely.
the chefs to come out and help them out?
Yes, we could do a private chef, one of our own Chad Johnson, or we could also have a visiting chef from outside. So we're really here as our guide to you and putting on your event and making it special for your team and for your guests.
And
so,
you know, beyond just the theater, I also like to say, if you've not had an opportunity to stay at the Epicurean Hotel, it is an experience. The entire theme of food goes throughout every single floor, from the arts on the wall to the mini bar at the Epicurean. Let me tell you something.
we call it our artisan pantry.
Yeah. Okay. See. By the way, you know what the difference is between a mini bar and an artisan pantry? Probably about $50, $60. I'm guessing at your bill. Yeah. But it's well worth it.
It's well worth it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes. Some half bottles of wine that are really they're selected in from our partnership with Burns, as well as we don't have Cheetos, we don't have Pringles, we have local Terra chips. We've got really higher end quality product, and it is worth the $50 to $60 extra. So more information if you want to book this theater for your group or your event, go to epicureanhotel.com. One of the top tabs is the Epicurean Theater. You'll see upcoming events, you'll see upcoming pricing quotes, and then someone from our sales team will be happy to...
And tell them about the rooftop bar, my friend. This is the coolest rooftop bar in Tampa.
Edge Social Drinkery. So one of the few rooftop bars actually out into the elements. So yeah, we're changing up some stuff up there. Got new cocktail lists going, so yeah.
Are they open tonight?
They are currently for the summer. We are closed Sundays and Mondays.
Okay.
But once the fall kicks back and the weather is consistently nice, and we don't have small tropical storms rolling through. That was my first tropical storm. It wasn't anywhere near as bad as I had heard.
Nothing.
So
this was not a tropical storm, by the way. They just threatened you with that. This was just a sneeze from Mother Nature. Yeah, when you get a real one, you'll know.
Well, coming from Seattle, where you're not given any heads up on a earthquake, I don't mind, a week out. Okay, you need to leave. So.
All right.
Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your
General
meal.
Manager Kevin Scott from the Epicurean, give him a round of applause. He is from Seattle, Washington. I'm from Spokane, Washington, so we have a bond being a Pacific Northwest people here. All right, folks, we are down to chefs. Pay attention now. We are at 10 minutes. The clock is your friend or your enemy, depending upon how you use it. You got 10 minutes left. Let's give them a big round of applause. Encourage them on this last 1/3, 10 minutes remaining. Reminder here again, please, if you haven't yet, please tweet out some interesting facts about Feeding Tampa Bay. Maybe throw out their website as well. It's feedingtampabay.org. We'd love to have you bring some awareness and send your friends to the website. And when you think about it, by the way, here's an interesting thing, and I think it's one of the reasons why it is so appropriate that we have Feeding Tampa Bay as the cause behind this competition. If you think about food, what's the one commonality behind every meal and every great food? It's fellowship. Right now, you guys are having great conversation, you're enjoying your company, and think about it. When you have a home that doesn't have food, you have a home that doesn't have conversation. You have a home that doesn't have fellowship, and that's an important thing. So when you help out Feeding Tampa Bay, and they can get these meals into these families' homes, you're not just feeding their stomachs, you're feeding their minds and their hearts and their souls. You're helping families reconnect, come to a table, and have that conversation, which is so important and so critical as we go. Chefs, how you guys doing? You got room for one more meal? Because you guys are getting fed up pretty well here. You're getting all of the main drops. You're getting the appetizer. You're getting the mains. You're getting the desserts. Plus, you get these meals. What's that? I am. I'm hungry, but I can't stop talking. So unless I can become a ventriloquist and chew and eat at the same time, it just never happens. If I would have known, I don't know if I would have agreed. I would have said, no, I want to be a judge so I can eat some food.
I feel like not a bad gig.
Yeah, it's a pretty good gig.
Pretty good gig.
Tell. Yeah. They never have a shortage of people saying, yes, I'll be happy to. I mean, we have people from Orlando every week coming out going, hell yeah, I'll be eating there.
Absolutely. I got to tell you, I'm really excited to see what Chef Robert is doing with this pasta that he just put in the blender.
Let me go ask him and find out what they're doing.
I'm not sure what's going on over there, but I really want to know.
Well, let's find out here. I'm not going to come near him because he's got some. Robert, how you doing? I'm going to stick the mic underneath your mouth and you can tell us what you're doing here.
Actually taking the pasta and making a crumble with it. Just trying to do something a little different.
Yep.
All right, so he's ground up the pasta, making it crumble. So that's interesting, unique effect there. And I did notice that he deconstructed the turkey legs, turned them into some sort of a meat, but I haven't seen where it's at or what he's doing with it. So that'll be interesting. Looks like he might have made some sort of a stew out of that. I'm not sure. I do know that the turkey leg bones are down in there to help give it some of the flavoring. I know it's in the last 10 minutes, so you guys are staying focused. I'm just going to slide the mic underneath here. Colin, what do you got going on for us?
I'm trying to make a turkey carbonara. So carbonara is very simple, but it's very difficult to execute properly. So I think it's all about the execution.
All right. Well done. Well, good luck, my friend. I'll tell you what, you guys have seemed like you've got a great game plan ready to go here. You are hitting the 7-minute mark. So I want to remind you guys, please, once again, let's make sure that we also, if you have opportunities in the future, when you're looking at stocking your refrigerator with your favorite beverage, what beverage you want to put in there, we want you to put Coca-Cola beverage in there from our friends at Coca-Cola Beverage Company for helping us out here tonight. By the way, Coca-Cola, did you notice we placed a good product placement for you there as well, trying to make you guys look good. Also, Florida Blue, thank you guys so much for coming out and being a great sponsor. Florida Blue, by the way, is our sponsor every single year. I will tell you, I can't tell you how much Thomas appreciates you guys being their main sponsor. It keeps him from having to reprint a new banner every year. We're very grateful for that as well. Harvard Jolly, if you're looking for some architecture services, please check out our friends at Harvard Jolly. They're here every single week. I'm not going to put you on the spot or anything, but thank you for coming out, my friend. Appreciate you being here. We've got Gray Robinson. If you get in trouble, you need some legal representation, check out Gray Robinson as well. Is Gray Robinson in the house? Do we have any? Oh, we got somebody from Gray Robinson. Thank you very much for being here as well. And we got Uriah's Urban Farms. Once again, if you want to have farm-to-table food in your own home, they deliver fresh to your door every single Friday. You can go to uriahfarms.com, and you can set up an account and order and have the food delivered to your door. And last but not least, we want to make sure we thank Tampa Bay Times for being a sponsor and also live streaming this event all over the world at tampabay.com. A Breakthrough Beverage. They're not on the list, but they are a sponsor. They've given us all the wine. Next time you're thinking about some wines, you might want to contact Breakthrough Beverage. All here helping to benefit those at Feeding Tampa Bay. All right, listen, I tell you what, chefs, pay attention now. You've got 5 minutes remaining. You have 5 minutes. Let's give them a big round of applause. Cheer them on. Let's make sure we get them going. Colin and Robert, I tell you what, the competition could not be tougher. These two are both equally matched in terms of skill set. What I love about both of these chefs, neither one of them have formal training. What they do is they have a heart for food. They have a passion for food, and they've worked their way from the ground up all the way. We've got family inspiration from Colin, from his big brother, Chef Robert, over there. We've got Chef Robert from Armani's. Started off as a server at Oyster Catcher's Bar and wanted to get into that kitchen over and over, didn't have placement. Finally, one of their chefs got promoted to Armani's, got to take 2 people with him, took Chef Robert with him, and he started out in the Antipasta Bar. So it's, both of them have great passion. They're just cooking from their heart, from their soul, with no formal training. But I'll tell you what, you would not know it going to these restaurants, folks. I cannot encourage you enough to check out Noble Crust over in Wiregrass Mall. Check out Armani's at the top floor of the Grand Hyatt near the airport. Both places I'm sure you will love and enjoy. We've been using a lot of the great fresh produce here. It looks like Colin's been using a lot of the mushrooms. There's a lot of garlic. Now they're already both starting to place their food onto their plates. I take that back. We've got Chef Roberts placing the food on the plates. So far, nothing from Colin, but it looks like he's doing good on time. It looks like the pasta's done. Now he's creating the mixture. I want to thank all of our friends here. We've also, by the way, we got some friends from the Tampa Bay Rays here. Jan and Bill from the Tampa Bay Rays. They are partners for Feeding Tampa Bay. I will tell you what, our friends down at the Tampa Bay Rays came out to Feeding Tampa Bay, and they, Thomas, if you haven't been out to Feeding Tampa Bay, by the way, I highly recommend it. He has done some amazing things with their warehouse. One of the things he convinced the friends at the Tampa Bay Rays was to bring out a scoreboard. So they've got this big, huge digital scoreboard replicating the scoreboard at the Tampa Bay Rays, and it keeps track of how many homes or how many meals they have fed every single year. And it's really cool if you guys have a chance. Thank you so much for coming out here tonight. Thank you for being friends and partners with Feeding Tampa Bay. Tell us a little bit about why you chose Feeding Tampa Bay as one of your corporate sponsors.
Well, I mean, Thomas, you can't say no to him. He's quite remarkable. I guess, yeah, I never really thought of that, but yeah, maybe he does look like George Clooney. But when Bill and I met with him, we were so impressed with him. He's so passionate about their mission, and just to hear that, you know, you think of you know, food insecurity, you think of homeless people immediately, and that's not what it is. It's our neighbors, it's our friends, it's the people who we see every single day, yeah. And so when he told us that, you know, told us about their mission and everything, we couldn't say no, and we're so proud to support Feeding Tampa Bay. So thank you for all you do, and this event is spectacular. So we're very proud to be partners with Feeding Tampa Bay. So
we're glad to have you as a partner. Thank you very much, Tampa Bay Rays. One more thing, real quickly. Where's the new stadium going to be? Not going to tell.
one other thing. Yeah. We have had a special request for DJ Kitty to maybe make an appearance in the finals. So maybe, we can't promise it, but we've had a request. So we'll see if he's available.
All right, cool. Once again, big round of applause for our friends at the Tampa Bay Rays. You're down to 1 minute and 26 seconds. You got 90 seconds left, gentlemen. Stay focused on this. In the last 90 seconds, let me just share with you this, by the way. If you or your corporation would love to, I guarantee you Thomas Mance would be honored to have you guys come out to their facility and volunteer for a day. I bring out my staff. We do it at least once a year. We try to get out there more. It is one of the most amazing experiences you'll ever have, going out and spending time with Thomas and the team, sorting food, getting it all out, up ready to go. You walk away, your heart is filled, your soul is enriched. It's just a wonderful experience. I can't express it enough. We are less than 1 minute remaining, gentlemen. You got 48 seconds left. Now's the time to make sure if you're getting some food on the plate, it better get on there real quick because we want to make sure we get everything done. The presentation looks amazing. The fans are off, and the food is out on the plate. I think they're both going to have it done on time. We're at 30 seconds remaining now, gentlemen. You got 30 seconds. Any left you're going to put on there? You better put it on quick. Once again, want to thank our friends and partners at Florida Blue, Coca-Cola, Harvard Jolly, Gray Robinson, Uriah Urban Farms, and the Tampa Bay Times, as well as Breakthrough Beverage. Here we go. Let's give them a countdown. Are you ready? And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, gentlemen. All right, well done. Give them a big round of applause. Presentations look amazing. All right. Chef Robert, I'll let you grab 2 plates. I'll grab 1. Let's bring these out to the judges. Get it up while it's piping hot. Here we go. Ashley, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, the presentation looks amazing. Chef Robert, come over here. Tell us what you prepared for them tonight.
All right. Did a little bit of roasted just turkey leg. On the very bottom, I did like a ratatouille almost. You got your tomatoes, zucchini, a little bit of garlic, squash in there. On the top, I roasted some peppers and asparagus along with it, with the turkey, so to get a little more flavor. The actual macaroni took and made a dust with that. Added a little bit of chili, a little bit of the cheese in there, just so you get a little more flavors on there. The sauce, I actually took the bones and made like a turkey jus. And finish it off with that.
Interesting. Fun fact about Kraft macaroni and cheese, they sell over 1 million boxes a day. Yeah, it's the most popular macaroni in the world. It's so popular in Canada, they eat 50% more than Americans do. They don't even call it macaroni and cheese, they just call it Kraft dinner. That's how much they eat. Yeah, it's called Kraft dinner. In the UK, they just call it macaroni cheese. They put the "and" there. They think that's superfluous. Oh, I think you've been very creative with the macaroni as well. It'll be interesting to see if they can taste the macaroni and cheese or if it's kind of been hidden into a menu. But the presentation looks amazing. Yep. I tell you what, why don't we do this? Ashley, I'm going to start with you. I'm not going to do that right now because she just put some food in her mouth and I don't want to embarrass her.
Thank you.
So no problem. You just keep on chewing. I'll just act like I've got more intelligent things to say. Fun fact about turkey legs. The turkey legs in Disney, they sell 2 million turkey legs a year in Disney World alone. If you're wondering why they're bigger, it's because they only use the tom turkeys, which are the male turkeys. They're about 25% bigger than a normal turkey. There we go. How you doing, Ashley? All done, ready to go? All right, tell us what you think, Ashley.
There you go. All right. So I think that this tastes really good. I think that the turkey, my worst fear of getting raw turkey did not come to fruition. So
well done.
It's well cooked. It's really good. I applaud the creativity with the dust. For me, it was a little like kind of getting in my teeth, sort of like, I don't know if the texture worked for me 100%.
Okay.
I still really love the idea though, and the vegetables and the turkey are really well cooked. So.
All right. Cool. Thank you very much, Ashley. Give Ashley a big round of applause. Holly, we'll go down to you. What do you think, Holly?
I'll corroborate everything that Ashley said. I saw you over there making a roulade and stuffing the asparagus and a couple of other things inside the deboned turkey leg. I was really hoping to get some crispy crust on there, to see that roulade nicely sliced and presented. I assume that was a timing issue.
This woman knows her food. She's using terms I don't even know.
I assume that was a timing issue. That's all right. I'll come to Armani's and taste it another time. I agree that the macaroni and cheese, look, we gave pasta to 2 Italian chefs.
Ah, yes.
I was looking forward to some pasta.
All right, okay,
So
interesting.
I really, really appreciate the creativity. I just don't think that the dust worked out as well as you'd hoped, and I would have liked to seen it more incorporated, but I think it was an A+ effort.
All right, so you may lose a point on the flavor, but you'll gain a point on the originality,
Yeah,
right?
for
So
sure.
it all works out. All right, good job. All right, and let's see here, Jonathan, what do you have to say? He's gonna say, I love the dust. That dust was amazing.
No, I don't. My biggest concern, because does anybody know I got to pick the special ingredients today?
Speak louder.
Yes.
Speak up.
I got to pick what they were going to cook today. So the turkey, I was pleasantly surprised. It wasn't like overcooked, undercooked. It was delicious.
Yep.
But I figured there would be a little bit more of the mac and cheese component in that.
Yep.
That's it.
Interesting.
Other than that, everything else was great.
All right, good job.
I wanted
All
to see some electric yellow sauce.
You're looking for that bright yellow fake cheddar sauce, were you?
That is my childhood right here.
I have a feeling neither chef used any of the cheese packets at all. Did you? Oh, he did. He used some cheese, so you might get some electric cheese there. All right, give a big round of applause from Chef Robert Mazzi from Armani's at the top floor of the Grand Hyatt Hotel. Thank you very much, Chef Robert. All right, let's go and clear the plates here. Colin, I'm going to grab one of yours, and you grab the other 2. Let's go and bring this out.
I was spot on with my.
Well, I'll tell you what,
my review,
Holly,
right?
you're going to get your pasta here, because I can see that they've created some there.
Yeah.
All right, there is your pasta dish. Fun fact about turkeys, by the way, wild ones can fly, domestic ones can't. It's an interesting thing that I really didn't need to have in my head, but I Googled before the show began.
How much turkey research did you do ahead of
I
time?
do my job. What can I tell you? I try to do my research. Try to do my job. Kraft macaroni and cheese, fun fact about that. Kraft didn't invent it. He actually saw a gentleman selling macaroni in a bag with a shredded cheese attached with a rubber band, and that's how we came up with the idea of Kraft macaroni and cheese. Interesting thing about Kraft macaroni and cheese, it was one of the most successful product launches in history of the food. Their first year, they sold 9 million boxes of Kraft macaroni and cheese their first year. Now they sell 1 million a day. So it's pretty incredible. All right, so tell us what you made here.
I made a turkey carbonara. I took the skin off the turkey and flattened it in a pan and roasted them with the nice little crispy turkey skin cracklings on top.
That's what this thing
That's
is?
turkey skin, yeah. As a nice garnish and a nice, just kind of pick it up and crunch on it. Carbonara, I put bacon in there, some green onions, there's some beach mushrooms.
Keep talking.
Yeah. There's some mushrooms in there, bacon.
do that.
It's literally just pasta water, egg yolk, Parmesan. And the turkey, I cut it, roasted it in the oven, and then at the end tossed it in the cheese powder, and just kind of placed it on top.
So you actually did use the cheese
Yes.
powder for the macaroni and cheese.
Pretty good.
You're a brave man, my friend. You're a brave man. All right. Give him a big round of applause. All right, Jonathan, tell us what you think. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you had food in your mouth. Never mind. Don't worry about that. Holly, go ahead and tell us what you think.
Oh, man, you had me at crispy skim chip. I mean, this is the way to my heart. You guys like pork rinds. This is even better. This is what I want to eat all day, every day, alone, where no one will judge me for eating this whole bowl of pasta.
Something tells me if they try to take it from you, they're going to get stabbed.
It is so good, and I'll tell you too. I like carbonara so much because it has all of the things that make food delicious. It has the salt, it has the fat, it has the everything that makes food what you want to eat, and this is great. What I don't think worked was the cheese dusting. It got a little clumpy, but it is a nice bright yellow color. And I think that's nice. I also really like the addition of the microgreens. Usually it's kind of superfluous to have microgreens on the plate, but I think that they really work because it makes you feel like you're eating healthy food.
All right.
It tricks you.
The comfort food eliminated the guilt factor a little bit.
Right.
It's healthy. I got some microgreens in here. All right, cool. Jonathan.
So he did what I would have done. Remember, I chose the ingredients. I saw the carbonara, the crispy skin, the kind of frying it, the turkey, and I was like, this is kind of what I would have done, really. Like, I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of melting right now in my seat right now. Well, I love the, she mentioned,
Pickling.
she mentioned the drizzling of the like cheddar like powder, which I would have been like, I'm gonna make a sauce out of that, or I'm gonna like drizzle it on the fatty skin.
Heck yeah.
That's what I would have done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're winning me right now.
Yeah, but you had like a week to think about what you would have done. These guys had like 2 seconds, so
Yes.
he did pretty good there. I'd say great job. Thank you. Give Jonathan a big round of applause. All right, give us your report here, Ashley. What do you think?
All right, again, for the person who's not giving the, upscale take on things, it's just like comfort food. It just feels like, my fellow judge said, you just want to like sit alone and like eat this because you're watching multiple Netflix episodes and you know what I mean? Like you're just kind of like sitting there and like, this is delicious.
That's what you watch when you're watching Bridget Jones's Diary.
No, I'm not watching Bridget Jones's Diary. I'm going to pick something better. All right, anyway, but yes. I thought it was really delicious. I really liked it. And it's elevated, so if it's fancy comfort food, then there's no guilt when you're eating it, right? Like you can just it's not just regular mac and cheese, it's elevated, so you can eat it.
Well done. Give Ashley a big round of applause. Thank you, Ashley. All right, let's give a big round of applause for Colin from Noble Crust out at the Wiregrass Mall. Make sure you go check him out. Colin, good job. Thank you very much. Go and head behind the table. They're going to try to clear the plates. I don't think they're going to get away from Ollie, though. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to ask the chefs to start tallying up their points. While they tally up their points, let's go ahead and make sure we talk a little bit about some of the more interesting things about what will happen after the judges come through. We've got a great runner-up box that we'll talk about here in a minute. A couple of other fun facts, by the way, about turkeys. Male's turkey will fight for 2 hours to establish the alpha turkey. And it's well worth that 2-hour fight because when they win, they get the privilege of being able to pick on all the other turkeys for the rest of their life and have sex. And so that's why they're going to do that. And actually, only 1 out of 7 turkeys get to have sex. That's an interesting fun fact. They were domesticated by the Maya in 750 BC. And here's one of my most interesting fun facts about turkeys. Are you ready for this? We call them drumsticks because the Puritan Christians felt that it was too scandalous to say the term turkey leg, so they renamed it to drumstick. I'm assuming that same reason is why we don't call bacon pig anus, but I could be wrong on that one, I don't know. I talked about wild turkeys can fly. Ben Franklin, by the way, wanted the turkey to be the national emblem for the United States of America because, I quote, he felt that eagles were of bad moral character and don't earn their living honestly. I don't know what that means, but apparently Ben Franklin, not a big fan of eagles, much more a fan of turkeys. Let's see here. We talked about craft boxes, 1 million sold every single day, 9 million sold. Canada likes it more than Americans do. They eat 50% more. Oh, here's something interesting. In any 12-month period, 1/3 of Americans will eat macaroni and cheese in any 12-month period. So that's pretty crazy. All right, listen here. We're going to talk a little bit about our runner-up prize. We have an incredible box here for the person who does not go on to the finals. I'll bring this out and show it to you. What we have here is we have a book by Burns called Rare and Well Done. I'm going to set this right here. We have a Shun steak knife that's displayed right here if you want to take a look at it. And if you don't have your glasses on, you need to see a bigger version. There's a 7-foot version on the door right outside here that you can take a look at as well. They're also going to win a $50 gift certificate to Burns, one-night stay at the Epicurean Hotel, a $100 gift certificate to Elevage Restaurant just right across the way here. And they're going to get a bottle of wine and my favorite, a Feeding Tampa Bay mug. So this will be the consolation prize as well. We're going to leave that here for them. Judges, I believe you've already turned in your numbers and your scores. They're tallying them by the outside there. Having said that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to remind you to please, once again, let's make sure we always remember who our sponsors are for this event. This event wouldn't happen without our friends from Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Florida. Wouldn't happen without Florida Blue, Harvard Jolly, Gray Robinson, Uriah's Urban Farms, Tampa Bay Times, all here to benefit Feeding Tampa Bay. Please give them all a big round of applause. Thomas, let me have you come up here real quickly. What do you think about the performance you saw tonight?
Well, you know, I think it's always interesting. If somebody came to my work and judged me while I was working all day, I'd be a little concerned, right, if you had somebody commenting the entire day on how you're doing. Yeah. I think it's an incredible thing that they share their talents and their gifts with us and allow us to have a comment about what they're doing, how they're doing it. I think it speaks to the quality, the caliber, and the character of the folks in the culinary industry, the great restaurants that support us, and the folks at Epicurean that do this. You know, as we said, and you mentioned this, Topher, and it's something we think about. Every single one of us is going to go home tonight. We're going to think about making a meal for our child, our family. We're going to gather around tables. We're going to make sure that that happens. We're going to send our children out tomorrow with a good meal. What you all did tonight, what these folks are doing, is making sure that we can do that for someone else. And again, we thank you all very much for that.
Thank you very much, Thomas Mance from Feeding Tampa Bay. All right, folks, I'd also like to once again thank our wonderful judges for coming out this evening. Holly, for driving all the way out from Orlando. I tell you what, after eating that comfort food pasta, now you have to drive all the way back to Orlando. We might get you a cup of, oh, you're staying here tonight. Oh, well done. Well done. You hooked her up. All right, well done. You're going to love the mini bar, let me tell you. All right, it's a great place. Oh, wait, sorry. The Artisan Pantry. Yeah, I'll get around to that. The Artisan Pantry. You're going to love that Artisan Pantry. All right, Jonathan, the lead chef here at Elevage Restaurant, thank you so much for coming out all the way for you to, I tell you, for you to do that walk 30 feet away, that was amazing. We appreciate you walking all the way over from the kitchen over there. What, you get a one-night stay at the Epicurean? I see a no confirmation on that one, my friend. I think you're having luck on that. And Ashley, thank you so much. Ashley, you're from ABC Action News. Thank you for coming out. We hope to hear. We'd love for you to do a great report or great story sometime on Feeding Tampa Bay. Maybe we can get your camera crew out there and feature Thomas Mance and show what a great people. We'd love to have you come out there, feature them. Such a great group. Big round of applause to all of our judges. Thank you so much. Kevin, thank you from Epicurean Hotel, the general manager, for putting on this wonderful event. Big round of applause as well. Chefs, come on up front and center here. All right. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. All right, we've got two judges here. We've got Chef Robert from Armani's, which is at the top floor of the Grand Hyatt. We've got Chef Colin from Noble Crust out at Wiregrass Mall. The score has been calculated, double-checked, and verified. It was a close call, but we have a definitive winner. And the winner of Epic Chef Showdown, Episode 4, Season 3 is Chef Colin from Noble Crust. Congratulations, my friend. Yep. Chef Robert, thank you very much, my friend. Please take home this wonderful box. If you have a chance, please check out Armani's. This guy at 27 years old, you have a hell of a future ahead of you, my friend. We hope to see you back next year competing again, all right? Thank you, sir. Colin, congratulations. Once again, thank you so much to all of our sponsors, to our judges, to the hosts here at the Epicurean Hotel. Remember, please go home, hug your kids, hug your family, have a great meal, and spread the word about Feeding Tampa Bay. My name is Topher Morrison. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Well done. We'll see you next week or in 2 weeks. Yep.